All right. The Cowboys picked up Brian Schottenheimer to be the passing game coordinator and also to be the quote unquote advisory for Dan Quinn on the defensive side on certain looks or what have you. Now, I actually did another video where I was just going off on the decision of hiring Brian Schottenheimer and talking about the fact that he's a good old boy, didn't live up to the expectations of his father as it relates to his accolades in the NFL. He'd been bounced around to team to team to team to team, and he was ran out of Seattle land because of his lack of creativity. And I feel I get a temperature that a lot of people will say that, Law, man, you've been negative about Brian Schottenheimer, man. He's going to come over here and he's going to slice this thing in half and make everything wonderful. He's going to cut the tension from Kellen Moore. He's going to bring in extra ideas, creativity. This is a new life for him, right? But all I can go back on is looking at his resume and hearing the reports from everybody else, and they pretty much saying that dude is like a dinosaur out there. Even though he's not that old, right? He's only like 48, 49 years of age or what have you. But neither here nor there. Years of age. But neither here nor there. The Cowboys picked him up to pretty much insert him as the Ben McAdoo role, right? And the passing game coordinator. And we all know that when you come over here to Dallas, the expectations always high. And also, you get an extra marketing opportunity. Think about this. Keep this in mind. Ben came over here for a cup of coffee. Remember, before he came here, he was considered done. You could stick a knife in it, right? Or fork in it. That's a better way to say it. He would never get another job. But he came here for a cup of coffee. And just like that, he got an OC job for another team. I think the Carolina Panthers. And this could be another situation to springboard Brian Schottenheimer, right? And granted, keep in mind, if I'm going to pull some positivity out of this, maybe, just maybe, less is more. And you look at it and you will say to yourself, hey, when he was the OC for the Seattle Seahawks, although he's a passing game coordinator here, but when he was the OC there, they scored more points than they ever scored in their pretty much, I think, franchise. I think he got the franchise record for the most points scored, right? So that's positivity. Although they kind of ran him out of the Seattle because of his lack of creativity and offensive philosophy and everything else. But maybe, just maybe, a new scenery and all of those things. See, that's the company line right there. I mean, maybe, just maybe, the new scenery and all of that good stuff will work out for him. But when he went over to Jacksonville Jaguars land and the new coach came into the picture and said, nah, dog, you can go. Scoop, kick rocks. And the Cowboys scooped him up because he's part of that good boy system. That good old boy system of knowing somebody that knows somebody that knew him. That whole storyline there. So we'll find out, Cowboy Nation, of how this thing can help us down the line. But I prefer the Cowboys to reach out to John Kitna. Reach out to John Kitna and bring him in to help this team out, because I just have a feeling that John Kitna will hold Dak Prescott more accountable, and he speak with assertiveness, and on top of that, he can help out with passing game coordinations, I think that he can help out with that category. But neither here nor there. Shout out to Brian Schottenheimer. You guys remember back in the days when he was the offensive coordinator for the Jets, and they ran him up out of there. it just goes like he was the offensive coordinator, I believe, from 2000 and mid 2000 up to 2011, around that time frame. Yeah, and he was out there, and boy, they ran him up out of there. Man, I thought that it was the end of the Schottenheimer's regime, but he found new life. He found new life by bouncing over from team to team. He got a long resume. Let me see if I can pull up his resume. Yeah, here we go right here. I got this resume right here. He started off as the St. Louis Rams assistant. And then that's in 1997, and then with the Kansas City Chiefs in 1998 as another assistant. Then he went to Syracuse in 99 for a wide receivers coach, and then from there he progressed and went to USC in 2000 to be a tight end coach. And then he went to the Washington. At that time, they were the Redskins. Right now, they're the Washington Commanders in 2001. And then in 2002 through 2005, he was the quarterbacks coach. Right? And then he went to the Jets. I remember that time, right? 2006 through 2011 as the OC, right? Getting the good old stomping grounds together. And then from there, he went to the Rams from 2012 to 2014. He only had a short stay there as the offensive coordinator. Things didn't work out well. And then from there, he went to Georgia to be their offensive coordinator / quarterbacks coach. And when you look at his resume, to the Indianapolis Colts for a cup of coffee, and then to the ultimate job to coach up Russell Wilson in 2018 through 2020. And they said, man, dog, we can't take this no more. You're fired. We can't stand that doggone offensive coordinator. And then he's now with the Dallas Cowboys because we know that he only had a cup of coffee in Jacksonville Jaguars land. But who knows, right? Crazier things happen. Sometimes when you look at it collectively, you will say, man, this is an unbelievable opportunity for him again to be able to coach in Dallas to help this team get to where we need to go. All right, so post me your 5 positives of Brian Schottenheimer in the chat. And also, Cowboy Nation, let me know how you guys feel of the hiring. Is it much to do about nothing, right? There's much to do about nothing. We good. We straight. We don't need him. We just need Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, and Mike McCarthy, and, of course, Coach Bones, right? Johnny Bones to get this thing afloat. Everybody else is ancillary, right? Everybody else, it really no big deal, right? Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. Let me know. I hope, because I did a video and I think that I was a little too aggressive with this and as much to do about nothing earlier. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to pull that one down and post this one. How about that? 2 videos. You guys didn't hear the first one because I was giving some heat and I thought that, man, maybe just maybe that was just too much for the fans to digest. And on top of that, I don't want people to say, you're so negative, right? Because sometimes when you say it the way it is, people don't want to feel it. You know, it's the off season. It's a 0-0. No one wins, no one loses, right? And then give the man an opportunity and a chance to fail, right? Right? You can't, or give the man an opportunity and a chance to be successful. Right? We can't rain on the man parade. You know, he's happy. He's moving his family from wherever, from Jacksonville. I believe they was down in Jacksonville to Dallas, and we need to embrace him. We need to say, hey, man, positive words, man, can go a long way. Hey, we saw your hiccups. We saw your mistakes over there in Seattle. You didn't do a lot of creativity, and you kind of stunk up the place down there in Jacksonville. Now it's time. We hold people accountable here. Help Kellen Moore. Whatever your lack of creativity is, try to add some creative thoughts to Kellen Moore. Or whatever experience you got in a certain situation, help Kellen Moore, right? A little bit by a little bit, then you look back and it's a big bit. All right, Cowboy Nation, I done talked enough. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. DC for life. Salute.